The historic blizzard is here. We are on storm watch as the Southland prepares for the worst.
The wind, rain, and snow bringing dangerous driving conditions. Now the Grapevine is shut down.
Plus, burn scar areas getting the brunt of the storm. The major concerns for flooding and mudslides.
All right.
But the upside to it all, a winter wonderland.
I'm the unofficial snowball fight referee. Go!
A look at the fun in the snow as we head into the weekend.
This is Kcal News Mornings.
Good morning. It is Friday, February 24th. I'm Rudy Shabasi.
And I'm Marcy Gonzalez. Thanks so much for waking up with us here on Kcal News and streaming on CBS News Los Angeles. The Southland's first blizzard warning in decades is now in effect.
Our reporters are live in the rain and the snow. Assignment manager Mark Liu is manning the desk. Kalina Strinos is tracking road conditions. But first, we have not one but two meteorologists who are diving into the next weather forecast. And that's important because the worst of this storm is yet to come. So let's start off with Paul Diano and Alex Biston. Alex.
Hi, good morning. Yes, we will bring in Paul in just a second to talk about what is coming our way. Let's talk about what you are seeing outside as you are getting up and maybe getting ready to head to work this morning. Let's zoom you in to show you that we're seeing heavier rain fall through portions of the San Fernando Valley and Chatsworth. That is indicated in yellow here. The city of Santa Clarita seeing some moderate rainfall. And as we move into portions of the San Gabriel Valley, take a look at that through Chino Hills into Pomona. Heavier rain moving into Orange County at this hour. Let's go up into the mountains where, yes, we are talking snow and a rain-snow mix across the Antelope Valley. So now we bring in meteorologist Paul Diano to talk a little bit more about what is to come. Hi, Paul.
Well, Alex, the answer is yes, it is going to get worse before it gets better. It's pretty sloppy outside right now. This is 10 o'clock in the morning. Just look at the coverage of the rain and mountain snowfall changing. One note, a lot of you that got snow yesterday, it's going to melt and get washed away today because that snow level is going to go from 2,000 feet to 4,000 feet today. This is 2:30 in the afternoon. It is going to be an absolute mess around 8 o'clock with heavy rain anywhere in Orange County, LA County. But watch what happens on Saturday. The snow level drops again because now we're on the cold side of the storm. So above 2,000 feet, it'll be snow all day long on Saturday. The storm likely not to leave until Saturday evening and Saturday night. So a mess today and a mess tomorrow. I would surmise it's probably a mess on the roads. Here's Kalina to confirm that.
Unfortunately, that is true right now. We do have Kcal overhead of a problem spot that just popped up through Sun Valley. So you can see crews on scene here, fire department. We also have reports of a car that's flipped over. Emergency crews there trying to get to that vehicle and possibly whoever might be inside. But you can see the wet roads as well. We're going to watch this for you and let you know if any road closures come of it, aside from that far left lane and also the activity we're seeing on the right shoulder as well. We have full freeway closure right now through the Grapevine. We also have another overturned car. I'll get to all of that this morning, but for now, back to you guys.
Kalina, thank you. And we have breaking news right now. People are being told to turn around at the bottom of the Grapevine.
Yeah, the 5 freeway is shut down and traffic is just a mess. Kcal News reporter Tina Patel is live in Castaic with a look at the conditions right now. Tina.
Good morning. Yeah, I know we knew that this was a possibility that this storm could force the closure of the Grapevine. That's what happened in the overnight hours. We are just past the Lake Hughes exit in Castaic, and this is where they are actually turning the traffic around. The northbound side, they are going to actually flip them around and head them back on the southbound side. Right now, CHP and Caltrans working to make sure that this transition will be clear and open and safe for drivers. This is where they're going to get turned around. Now, if you can kind of tell from our shot, it is just raining in Castaic, so I know some drivers might be thinking, why is the road closed? Well, let me show you one of the Caltrans cameras that's further up the freeway, actually over that higher elevation part of the Grapevine in Lebec, and you can see that it is just absolutely white. The road is covered in snow. It is also really foggy, so visibility is an issue, and this is what led to the closure of the Grapevine around 1:30 this morning. CHP officers told me that they had been running escorts. They thought that was going to be okay, but then it just was too icy. Cars were spinning out, and that's why they had to go with a full closure northbound and southbound. Now, we were pulled over at another exit in Castaic earlier, and we saw kind of drivers not really sure what was going on, thinking that they would be able to get through before the closure. Some of them were just pulling over on the side of the road on the shoulder, thinking that maybe they could wait out this storm. But CHP officers have been advising drivers to pull over completely off the road, get out of the way safely. They don't have an estimate on when they think it might be able to be reopened. They're telling people if they absolutely need to get north and south to take the 101 all the way up the coast, because they say right now with the conditions the way they are, they just don't know when it's going to be safe to reopen the 5 freeway. That's the very latest in Castaic. We'll send it back to you.
Okay, Tina, thanks so much. And the storm is causing major complications as well in the Cajon Pass.
We talked to a truck driver who said he was nearly blown off the road. Kcal News reporter Cara Finstrom is there now live with an update. Cara.
You know, the biggest difference we've seen here from yesterday to today is this wind. You can see it's just pelting me with the snow and the ice and the rain, because the wind has really picked up. This area technically under the blizzard warning, the very first one for San Bernardino County. And it's not only affecting those of us standing out here, it's affecting those folks on the road. You can see the 15 behind us, as you mentioned a little earlier. We saw a spin out. We've actually seen a couple of them now. And one of the folks we just spoke with that came up the road said there were 5 cars involved in some type of pileup a little further down. So we will check into that for you as well. But we did speak with one of the truck drivers that pulled off his semi here to get out of this. And here's what he told us.
So I'm from Virgin Island. I'm used to this. As you can see, I'm trembling right now. It's too much.
Yeah, so what's your plan then? Are you going to hang out here for how long?
Until the sun come up. There's no that black ice got to melt. I can't. My company wouldn't allow it. As you can see, I'm with Covenant. My company wouldn't allow it. I just put in a TA. You see, I'm shutting down for the night. They tell me make sure I'm safe. Don't move until the sun comes up. That ice got to melt.
Now, we also had to deal with this dense fog, folks flashing their hazards as we drove up here this morning, letting everyone behind them know they were there. The visibility was not good. And when you added that, the mix of the snow, rain, and that wind that we're getting out here, very treacherous driving conditions. So be very careful as you're driving through the Cajon Pass. If you don't have to get out in this today, you definitely don't want to, because as you can see, this wind pretty powerful at this point. Back to you.
That looks miserable and brutal. I'm so sorry, but thank you so much for that update.
And the snow is coming down near the Antelope Valley as well for drivers there facing dangerous conditions. Kcal News reporter Rick Montanez is live in Acton this morning. Rick, how's it looking there?
Ruta Bay, we've seen changing weather conditions all morning long, from snow to rain, snow to then just rain, and now it's rain and wind. So really things are just changing as the morning progresses. Look at the 14 freeway here. This is the good news we can tell you, is the 14 is open. Those headlights are coming south from out of Palmdale, coming down the 14. CHP was running escorts earlier, but right now everything's running pretty clear. We have some brand new video to show you right now from just a few minutes ago. We were driving through Acton and you could see the snow sticking to the ground on those side streets. So, you know, difficult drive probably in some of these areas, these communities here, Acton, Agua Dulce, Palmdale, where they did see some overnight snow, and these roads that are not so traveled may still have some accumulation on the street surface, so something to watch out for. We also shot some video from overnight in Palmdale where there was accumulation of snow, a good dusting. You know, a lot of people are really excited to see that. There is some fun that can come with this fresh snowfall, especially for the little ones.
I'm gonna stay in the house because it's way too cold outside.
Well, it's kind of strange because like it was hot, now it's cold. It's kind of like the weather's changing, you know, the climate.
And it is changing. It is cold. We also saw, again, CHP escorting drivers on the 14 freeway in both directions between Acton and Palmdale, because Caltrans crews were out with plows. They were clearing the road, dropping sand, making sure that traffic can move smoothly. Again, as we come back out here live, and you could see the freeway, you could see the hillside still covered in snow, so it's a pretty sight. But also, real quick, if Victor, we could show down on the ground. So a lot of this fell overnight. It's going to melt, as Paul was talking about, because of the rain and the temperatures going just above freezing. So we'll see a lot of that go away as the morning progresses and the rain continues to come down. But the wind is picking up. It is still raining pretty steadily, and it will be a slow commute for you this morning. Just take it easy and be careful. Reporting live in Acton, Rick Montanez, Kcal News.
Yeah, watch out for others on the road. We can see how drenched you are out there, Rick. Thank you so much.
And the Southland is soaked as rain continues to fall in so many areas. And it's expected to be like this all day, as we've been hearing our meteorologists say. Ahead at 6:30, we'll check in live with Kcal News reporter Sheba Turk. She's along the 101 at rush hour. So as it starts to pick up, we'll get an update from her. And mud flow warnings are officially in effect for some hillside communities. Our assignment manager, Mark Liu, is at the desk with an update on that. Mark.
Yeah, Marcy, it's the community of Duarte. LA County Public Works has put them under a yellow alert status. It's about 11 p.m. last night. Now, we sent a photographer up there to shoot some video of what's going on. Let me show you what we're talking about here. Roads in the Mel Canyon area from Brook Ridge to Fish Canyon are closed in Duarte. No vehicle traffic at all is allowed. Now, this is the area directly below the Fish Fire burn scar. That's what officials are concerned about. We have seen mud flows here in the past from the Fish Fire scar, and this current storm could cause that. There are about 25 homes in this area that officials are concerned about. So they've set up K-rails along the streets and hillsides, and they're asking residents to keep their street curbs clear. Trash pickup is suspended in this area for today. If you live up there and you have to leave, you can, but you're going to have to walk back in if you want to return home. And of course, they want residents of Duarte to monitor weather conditions all day. Now, I want to stress this is not an evacuation order or even an evacuation warning yet, just an alert to residents in northern Duarte to be ready for any mud flows that might be on the way. That is the very latest here from the desk. Marcy Rudabay, back to you.
Mark, thanks so much. We know you've been out there taking pictures and videos of the storm, and we want to see them. It's easy to share them with us. Just go to kcalnews.com/share to send us your storm pictures and videos, and then you might just see them on TV. And stay with us. Our Storm Watch team coverage continues throughout the newscast, and for round-the-clock updates, go to our website, kcalnews.com. And as we deal with this rare blizzard warning here, parts of the upper Midwest are digging out of a lot of snow as well.
Yeah, wild winter weather is affecting millions of Americans. And our Chris Holmstrom is joining us now with details on this one. Chris?
Yeah, this winter is wild. But get this, Washington, D.C. yesterday, 80 degrees.
Crazy. I was seeing people talking about that.
Right? So hard to believe. The rest of the country, though, just like us. So let's talk about snow. It blanketed the upper Midwest, with Minnesotans digging out from as much as 21 inches of snow in some parts. Michigan, the storm turned deadly. I mean, a volunteer firefighter there died after coming into contact with a downed power line. Hundreds of thousands of residents in that state are still without power. Icy conditions also brought down power lines and trees in Buffalo, New York. And these storms, these systems, they're causing delays and cancellations at airports nationwide. Right now, there are more than 900 flights canceled in the U.S., while more than 1,400 are delayed. Here in LAX, that includes 114 flights in or out. And while there are snow and freezing temps throughout the northern parts of the country, yesterday, the southeast, they experienced high temps as well. So another extreme, for instance, Raleigh, North Carolina, tied its record, 77 degrees. So, I mean, you've got these extremes where here we're getting snow and lower elevations, and then D.C., Raleigh, it's summer.
And my family is in Florida, and they said it's going to be 90 degrees
my
today.
goodness.
And yeah, that's really unusual
How
for
nice
February.
does that sound? Like bathing suit, beach,
I
let's
know,
go.
exactly.
I love
Especially
it.
right
But in
now.
the
I just feel
meantime,
for the people who are visiting California hoping for beach
I
weather.
feel bad for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Maybe next time.
Right.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
All right, it's 6:12 right now, and still ahead, we'll speak with our friends at the Weather Channel for a closer look at this historic winter storm.
And it's a snow day for kids up in Big Bear. School is out, and it's time for some fun. Just ahead, an update on who will get to skip class this morning.
CBS Los Angeles celebrates Black History Month.
Inside SoCal, featuring the latest around town and the people that make it special. This Sunday, the wildlife in our backyard.
All right, let's see what we can see up here.
Inside SoCal, Sunday morning on CBS Los Angeles. Sponsored by Dignity Health. Hello, human kindness.
The schools in Bear Valley Unified School District are closed today for a snow day. That includes Big Bear Elementary, North Shore, Baldwin Lane, Big Bear Middle School, Big Bear High School, Chautauqua High, and Fallsville School. And as the Southland is facing a blizzard warning for the first time since 1989, a different winter storm hitting the northern U.S. It is a lot to keep track of, so we want to check in now with meteorologist Stephanie Abrams at the Weather Channel. Stephanie, good morning to you. What is the weather impact on our entire state today and tomorrow?
It is going to be massive. It's going to be dangerous. It could potentially be life-threatening. And we're going to start off with the rainy side of this because we have flood watches from San Diego all the way up to Bakersfield. Within some of these flood watches, we could see rainfall rates at an inch an hour. That obviously could lead to street flooding, river flooding, and we have to worry about mudslides around those recent areas that have burn scars. And then we have the winter side of this. It is wild to see that we have blizzard warnings from the Sierra all the way down into Southern California. And by the way, our temperatures are going to be cold for everyone, 10 to 20 degrees below average. That's going to help produce this 7 to 8 feet of snow, which is mind-blowing in one storm. And by the way, around the San Francisco Bay Area, the National Weather Service in the Bay Area issued the winter storm warnings for the first time in nearly 12 years. That's for gusty winds and blowing snow. And we'll see that anywhere from Sacramento down to San Diego. The winds in the mountains could be at 75 miles an hour. That's why we have blizzard warnings. And Ruta Bay and Marcy, we also could see at the coastal areas anywhere from 30 to 50 mile an hour winds. So everyone's going to get it.
It's unreal. And Stephanie, explain a little bit about just why this storm is so powerful and affecting so many people.
Okay, so you can see it. It is big. Look at this. This huge upper level low, as we call it, that is our oomph in the atmosphere. That's going to give us a lift. That's going to squeeze out all the moisture, and it is going to go right through California. So heavy rain, we're talking about half a month's to a month's worth in some places in just a matter of 2 days. And we're going to see the feet of snow from this with that lift that's going to be happening for us. And notice it's all day today, all day tonight into our Saturday, and then it starts to clear out as we head into our kind of Saturday evening into our Sunday. And Ruta Bay and Marcy, I got to say, if anyone from Southern California is heading into the Midwest or the Northeast later this week, they're going to catch up with this storm there because this will swing all the way through the plains and to the East Coast.
And there are a lot of people planning travel either to other parts of the country or other parts of the state. So this is really important information to know. Stephanie, thank you so much. And we have not one, not two, but three meteorologists on this winter storm. We want to head over now to Paul.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. Paul will join us in just a second. And thankfully, Stephanie was able to give us a very wide view. Now I'm going to zoom you into Southern California and give you a very local view as we are seeing most of the rainfall right now over Ventura County, Santa Barbara County, and now just starting to push into Orange County. So let's start for portions of Ventura County. The Ojai Valley waking up to steady rain that's now moving into Ventura and into the city of Santa Paula across the 126. And as we move into areas of the San Gabriel Valley, Pomona, heavier rainfall into Chino Hills, and Ontario seeing the rain to start off the day. It is wet commute out there. Really take it slow on the roads. Starting to see that rain now move into Orange County, the city of Anaheim. Meanwhile, Irvine and Laguna and Newport Beach dry under a mostly cloudy sky, seeing some light rain move into Lake Elsinore. And as we head up into the mountain communities, we are seeing snow and through the I-5 corridor into the Grapevine. That is what is happening right now. What comes our way? Heavier rain continues as we head into this afternoon, but the strongest part of this system expected to be late tonight into early Saturday. Here's 8:15 tonight. We are seeing heavier rain moving through Orange County, and that's going to move southward into again into the Inland Empire, into southern Orange County, and into up into the mountains. That is where we are talking about the heavier snowfall, the blizzard warning going into effect, as well as the flood watch. And for more on that, we will bring in meteorologist Paul Tiano.
Alex, lots of watches, lots of warnings. Now let's get to the wind because the wind is increasing already 10, 15, 20 miles per hour. It's going to get worse later on today. Wind advisory in effect just past midnight. All of Los Angeles County, all of Orange County, most of our inland valleys, you're going to see wind gusts today of 30 to 40 miles per hour. That flood watch is still in effect. We've had about 1 inch of rain in spots. You can triple that or quadruple that by tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5 inches of rain. So the same spots that you're under a wind advisory, you're also under a flood watch. And we will talk once again about that blizzard warning, the combination of very strong winds and very heavy snowfall. Now, the snow level is going to bump up to 4,000 feet today, but above that mark, it is going to dump snow for a day to a day and a half. So blizzard conditions in the mountains. Don't go over the passes. You're going to have to wait until Sunday, but you'll be thankful that you did. Let's talk about the forecast now. We'll start with the metro area. Today, tomorrow, we are still soggy. But as we head towards Sunday, we get a break, and next week's storm is nothing like what we're going to have. Yes, there's a chance of rain, but not as much rain or wind or snow. For the valleys, we're looking at very cold conditions the next couple days. Tomorrow's high 47. That's 21 degrees below average. Sunday, we're dry. Chance of rain Monday through Wednesday. We're looking at the Inland Empire now. Look at these highs. 44 for a high tomorrow. Soggy today and tomorrow, above 3,000 or 4,000 feet. It could be snow. We get a break on Sunday. Chilly showers are likely after that. For the high desert, rain or snow is possible tomorrow. As the storm exits, the snow level drops back down to 2,000 feet. That's you, Antelope Valley. You'll likely see snow on Saturday, but rain today, dry on Sunday. Into next week, we will see that chance of rain. And in the mountains, snow, snow, and more snow. That's your forecast. Kalina now with traffic. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. We're starting off right now with the Caltrans cameras. You can see the raindrops on the lens. You can also see some traffic starting to build in the eastbound direction here. Westbound looking nicely, but again, wet roads out there, so be careful when you head out the door this morning. If you have to, stay home if you can. Want to tell you about all lanes still being blocked off. 5 freeway north and southbound. This says you make your way into and out of the Grapevine. You won't be able to access that area. Our Tina Patel is there with live updates for us this morning. We also have a 3-car crash, 405 north at the 101. Middle lanes are blocked off here. It's very slow in both directions on the 405 this morning. We also have an overturned car on the 5 at Lancashire, and we have this 91 both directions slowing down because of a crash this morning. Marcy Rudabay, back to you.
Thanks, Kalina. It's now 6:22, and we continue our storm watch coverage. But first, our other top stories. Just ahead, the man accused of killing a reporter and a young girl in Orlando now in custody. And this morning, we're seeing new police body cam video of the moments leading up to his arrest.
And it's been a year since Russia invaded Ukraine. We have a look at the deadly and devastating toll of the war. Today marks 1 year since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, triggering the deadliest conflict in Europe since World War II.
It's an ongoing struggle that left behind a trail of death and devastation. The United Nations confirms more than 8,000 Ukrainian civilians have died in the conflict, but officials say the actual number is likely much higher. Yesterday, the UN approved a resolution that condemns the Russian invasion, calling for a withdrawal of Moscow's troops. In total, the Biden administration has committed nearly $25 billion in security assistance to Ukraine.
Just released body cam video shows the arrest of a man suspected in the deadly shooting rampage in Orlando. Deputies say he was carrying a handgun that had just been fired. This is 19-year-old Keith Melvin Moses. He's accused of murdering a woman Wednesday morning, and deputies say he then returned to the scene hours later, shooting a news reporter and photographer covering the story, and then a mother and child in a nearby home. 9-year-old Tiana Major was killed along with Spectrum News 13 reporter Dylan Lyons. The other 2 victims remain hospitalized. The suspect has a long criminal history and is not talking, so right now investigators don't yet know of a motive. It is 6:26 right now, and our storm coverage continues right after the break.
Our reporters are still braving the conditions all across the Southland.
A wild mix of winter weather. I'm Rick Montanez live in Acton. Coming up, a look at the commute into and out of the Antelope Valley.
This is Kcal News Mornings.
Good morning. Today is Friday, February 24th. I'm Marcy Gonzalez.
I'm Rudabay Shabasi. Here are the stories we're tracking for you this morning.
I'm gonna stay in the house because it's way too cold outside.
A massive winter storm now in the Southland. We have team coverage of its impact that's having all across our region right now and into the weekend.
Having snow at my house is new. There's actually snow at my house right now.
That's pretty amazing for so many people. A major stretch of the 5 freeway is now closed, though. A live look at the Grapevine, where severe conditions are causing a mess for drivers.
It's pretty scary coming down because it's kind of wet and slick, so people need to slow down coming down the hill.
And we've seen whiteout conditions over the Cone Pass overnight. We'll have the latest along the 15 freeway.
And we have live Storm Watch team coverage. Our reporters are out in the elements. Assignment manager Mark Liu is at the desk. Our Kcal Strinos has a close eye on our roads. But first, we have the power of two meteorologists, Alex Biston and Paul Diano, with our next weather. Let's kick things off with Alex.
Good morning. It is wet outside. It is cold. It is windy. And we have you covered. This is a radar loop over the past 3 hours, so it shows you the movement of all of the wet weather that we have outside. But I want to zoom you in and show you exactly what is happening right outside of your doorstep. We are seeing steadier rainfall from San Fernando to downtown Los Angeles and into Glendale. Now let's zoom you into Orange County, right along the Los Angeles-Orange County border, where we are seeing heavier rainfall at this hour. Yorba Linda, you are now starting to get in on some of the action. Now, as we head up into the mountain communities, this is where we are seeing snowfall at this hour. The city of Lancaster looking dry, as well as Palmdale. Now, Lake Los Angeles, a mixture of rain and snow to start off the day. That is happening right now. What comes next? This is where we bring in meteorologist Paul Diano with more. Hi, Paul.
Hey, Alex. We're looking at a radar composite into the future that's going to get really stormy. We'll zoom in on Los Angeles County here, where it's wet this morning, but by the afternoon you see a lot more yellow and orange. Two things here. One, rain more intense. Two, the snow level too high that most of Los Angeles County, even our foothills, are now getting rainfall. 9 o'clock, it is pouring. Look at the rain around Thousand Oaks and Malibu in downtown Los Angeles. It is still raining steadily at 5 o'clock Saturday morning, all the way until tomorrow afternoon, where we have an isolated thunderstorm chance. We will not see clearing conditions likely until 7 or 8 o'clock tomorrow night. So all of today, most of tomorrow, very soggy. Any rain causes a problem on the road. So what happens, Kalina, when there's a lot of rain?
It's a mess out there, and I actually want to show you what it looks like right now, because I have the CHP page pulled up on my computer here, and there are just so many incidents. So when you look at this, this is everything that we're dealing with right now, just through the LA area, not even Orange County or the Inland Empire. Look at all of those incidents, and majority of them are all cars that have just lost control. And you can see here in this camera, we have rain. So that is what we've been dealing with this morning. That's what our meteorologists have been talking about. So let's go ahead and take our map full this morning so you can see what we're dealing with out there as far as the closures are concerned. We have several crashes here. So 3 cars involved in this one, northbound 405 at the 101. Middle lanes are blocked off, but the biggest problem spot we have right now is our breaking news. Traffic backing up right now throughout the Grapevine. We have a full freeway closure here, and this is where we have our very own Tina Patel joining us live right now to give us the conditions and what she's seeing. Tina, any improvements out there so far?
Well, the one thing I will say is we're not seeing as many cars trying to come up the Grapevine. So I know that CHP is happy that people are getting the word out about this closure, and maybe they're just staying away. We are just north of the Lake Hughes exit in Castaic, and this is where CHP has the freeway completely shut down northbound. They are diverting traffic over to the southbound lanes and then having people get off, or if they want to wait it out in Castaic, they can do that. But this is a complete closure right now, and as you can see, nobody in front of us right now. That's actually very good. I think that people are not really as there's not as much of a backup as there was earlier this morning, I should say. Now, where we are in Castaic, we are just seeing rain right now. Let me show you the Caltrans camera that is in Lebec. We're at about 1,500, 2,000 feet. Up in Lebec, it's more like in the 3,000 to 4,000 feet range, and that is where the rain is actually heavy snow. It's been snowing since about midnight there. At first, CHP thought that they could have escorts running through the Grapevine, but then the visibility was really just too much of an issue, and so was the ice, so they had to go to a complete closure. And we have video of Caltrans earlier driving up that way that shows you the conditions on the roads. They said that it was really just seeing too many cars spinning out. They didn't want to take a chance with the safety of drivers, and that's why they had that complete road closure. Unfortunately, they do not have an estimate for when they think that the roads will be clear and they'll be able to reopen traffic. So as we come back out here live, if you still need to get north, if you can't postpone your travel plans, they are advising drivers to take the 101 and go north-south that way, because right now they don't have any estimate on when they'll be able to get people on the 5 freeway. Now, we know this is not the only freeway where there's some issues. Our Cara Finstrom is the Cajon Pass. Cara, how is it looking out?
You know, it is cold, it is windy, and the snow is just blowing right past us, pelting us, as a matter of fact. The big change out here today, because we've been out here for the past couple of days, is definitely the wind. And we want to pan over because it's not just affecting those of us out in the elements, it is affecting the traffic on the 15 there. We just saw some CHP crews go through here to respond to what probably is another fender bender. We've seen a number of spinouts while we've been standing here this morning. They tell us they're responding to those, trying to get them off the freeway as quickly as they can. And they've also been bringing more of that cinder onto the road, hoping to keep some of this stuff from sticking. As you can see, the 15 is still open at this point, but anyone driving through the Cajon Pass today needs to be prepared for the possibility of closures, also for traffic slowdowns, and just really needs to gauge their speed as they head through here. Back to you.
All right, Cara, thank you. We hear the wind whipping behind you there as well. Appreciate that reporting.
Early morning snow is mixing with rain near the Antelope Valley, making things dangerous for drivers there. Kcal News reporter Rick Montanez is live in Acton with a look at the conditions you're experiencing there. Rick.
Yeah, hey, Marcy, good morning again. You know, the changing conditions out here just keep rolling right through. The rain has stopped, but look at this. You could see the clouds blowing by. We see peaks of blue sky right now here in Acton. The trees are blowing in the wind because that has picked up in the last hour or so. Let's show you some video real quick here of driving through Acton, the side streets. There was some snow that accumulated overnight, but as the rain is falling, that may all wash away actually. But on those side streets where the snow has piled up, of course, that could be difficult to drive in. We also have some video to show you from Palmdale overnight where you could see certainly the snow accumulated there as well. So, you know, it's a pretty sight, but of course it is difficult if we have to travel in it, right? And then some video of the CHP was running escorts earlier. There were snow flurries falling on us on the 14 freeway. So we did see quite a bit of different types of weather, from the flurries to the rain snow mix to the rain. And right now the rain has stopped for the moment, but if we come back live and show, we are looking at some blue skies peeking through at this hour here over Acton. So changing conditions, but as we've been talking about, this will come through in waves. So as Alex and Paul were saying, we may see some more snow or rain moving through this area. So just be warned. Live in Acton, Rick Montanez, Kcal News.
All right, Rick, thanks so much.
Well, it's soggy out there from all the rain we're getting, and a lot more is on the way. Kcal News reporter Sheba Turk is live along the 101 near Calabasas with a look at the wet mess on the roads. Sheba.
And that is exactly what it is this morning. We are driving along the 101, looking at conditions here. So far, we haven't seen anything major that would impact your commute this morning, but take a look. It isn't the best visibility-wise just because there is so much rain and these roads are wet. We've heard of several issues on the 101 this morning. On the 101 southbound at Valley Circle, there was a car in a ditch, and the 101 southbound at Chesborough, there was a car that was spun out. But for the most part, things are moving pretty normally this morning, but of course, things are expected to intensify with this storm. We've seen rain in this area and of course several other areas overnight in Simi Valley, Arleta and Porter Ranch. They've already experienced some heavy rainfall, and of course that is expected to continue throughout the weekend. In fact, the National Weather Service just sent out an alert within the last half hour saying that the rain coverage and intensity could lead to flooding in SoCal. So as experts are saying, if you don't have to be on the roads this weekend, you definitely shouldn't be. But if you do have to, you want to do things like check your wiper blades and tire pressure, make sure your car is in the best condition possible, and of course keep blankets, snacks, all those things just in case you do get stranded in your car. So right now that's the conditions on the 101. We are headed towards Calabasas this morning, guys.
All good tips. You don't want to realize it when it's too late. Sheba, thank you. And we are tracking power outages across Southern California. Our assignment manager, Mark Liu, is at the desk. Mark.
Yeah, Rudabeh, it is an incredible story right now with power outages. Today, in the middle of this storm, there are less power outages right now than there were yesterday when it wasn't even raining. Let me show you. Take a look at my computer screen. This is LADWP's outage map. These 3 dots that you see on the screen here, these are power outages. There's just 3 of them. 2 of them are only 1 customer each. Yesterday, there were about 17 on this map. The only one of any note here, Van Nuys, about 464 customers. You're going to get your power on back at 9 a.m. But there are 4 million customers in LADWP's area, only about 500 of them have their power out. And then over here in Southern California, Edison's area, it's even a better story. There's only about 200 customers without power here in the middle of the storm. The only ones of any note here in Highland, maybe it's about 93 customers. Southern California Edison has 15 million customers, and only 200 of them are without power right now. I spoke with a representative from Southern California Edison. They said this is because they have deployed a lot of rapid reaction forces, and they saw this storm coming. They made infrastructure improvements, and they have been working to change the way that they do things in the middle of a storm. So really a very good news for everybody in Southern California that needs electricity for your heaters because it's cold out there. Not a lot of power outages right now, but I'm going to keep monitoring the traffic in the power outage situation. I'll bring in any developments here from the desk. Until then, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Mark, thank you. And stay with us. Our Storm Watch team coverage continues all throughout the morning and around the clock. You can go to our website, kcalnews.com.
The time now 6:41. Still to come, we'll take a look at how weather is like in your area from your window.
Yeah, we're highlighting your photos and videos that you're sending in to us.
Hey, good morning, I'm Chris Holmstrom. It is almost time for your photos and videos to shine. Here's a peek from late last night on the drive of the 14 in Palmdale. But more what you've been seeing out your window coming up.
And we are tracking rain, snow, strong winds, cold temperatures. How long will it last? How much rain will we get? I will have that answer coming up.
And we are watching Kcal right now overhead of a problem spot in Whittier, I should say. We're seeing stalled cars that are losing control. Just be careful out there. I'll have more on the closure through the Grapevine, also what's happening through the Cajon Pass as well.
Get CBS News Los Angeles on the CBS News app. Download now.
Good morning. Taking a live look at the eagle's nest in Big Bear. We believe this is Jackie sitting on the 2 eggs they have there. See all the snow there, but at least it stopped falling for a little bit, giving them a little bit of a break up there. But a beautiful shot. We've been keeping an eye on this for you all morning. The Yucaipa-Calu Mesa Joint Unified School District canceled classes yesterday because of all the snow that fell there. So no school plus snow equaled winter fun for kids, adults, and our own Jasmine Veal.
Now I'm the unofficial snowball fight referee. Go! The snowball fight is now on.
That's
so
awesome.
Fun. Oh, look at her getting pelted.
I don't think that's what she meant by referee, but.
Oh, she's running. She's such a good sport. That's so funny. And it looks like so much fun. That's the one good thing. I know that there's a lot of dangers involved with this storm, but when it's safe and you can go out there and enjoy, I mean, that is just so awesome for these kids.
And also so cool to see the snow on the palm trees up there.
Yeah.
And what a sight.
Well, we have been showing you the weather conditions we're seeing and tracking this morning.
Yeah, and we want to take some time now to show you what you've been sharing with us. Chris Holmstrom is at the social desk with some of what our viewers have been seeing out their windows.
Yeah, and I love how Jasmine ran, and we still haven't seen her. So
Yeah,
Jasmine,
true.
you can
We
come
don't know
back
where
now.
she is.
We're not
Will
going
they
to
get
get you.
back? Who
I
knows?
hope so. But yeah, a lot of cool videos, a lot of cool pictures, and a lot of us not living in the mountains. We got our first taste of the unusual weather storm that is coming in. So hail started coming down yesterday afternoon, and people from across our area, they've been sending in videos that they took when they heard the intense downpour. All right, so let's go outside. Tony Perkins, he took this out of his balcony in North Long Beach. You could see it. It was so thick, it started turning the roof at his complex white. In Orange County, Katrina Pesic, she sent in this video. Here we go. So she stepped out to see the hail coming down, and it was already covering the path at the front of her house. And I don't know about you two, but I've always heard the term grapple, and I know there's a difference between hail and grapple, so we got to ask the meteorologist which ones, was that the hail or was that grapple?
I'm learning so much from this storm.
I am too. I had not heard of that before, so we're all getting an education here.
We'll find out from Paul or Alex. All right, so let's go to the next story. While we mostly have seen rain and ice coming down most of lower Southern California, take a look behind me. The storm has been turning our mountains into just beautiful winter wonderlands. Here's Carl Verdon's backyard, and this is in the Inland Empire near Temecula. Everything is completely covered in snow, including his vintage car. Up in Big Bear, take a look at this. Several inches of fresh snow. Elizabeth Diaz, she sent in this video when she stepped outside. Her shoe leaving a pretty deep footprint on the snow. And you can look at how deep the trash cans are in the area, just to give you an idea of how much snow came down. And I've always said, you know, winter weather can be fun as well, but imagine being stuck in a cabin. You got all the food you need, the firewood, and just get to enjoy the snow up in Big Bear.
Yes, with nowhere to go. Just
Nowhere to go.
Look out the window, take in the sights. It sounds like a dream.
One can only dream. All right, let's go to this last story. We got a little break from the storm after the hail yesterday, and we wanted to show you some of the rainbows that our viewers spotted. Take a look. So this is Michael Meriden's glimpse at one in Long Beach. Gorgeous. Yeah, while the hail was still coming down, this was one of the many rainbows that viewers got of the view. Kito Okan in Norwalk, he sent us this picture of the perfect arch. Hopefully.
Double rainbow.
Is there a double one there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
rainbow
there is.
all the way across the sky.
I was a little jealous when I saw these pictures of people getting it. But yeah, definitely little breaks of winter weather and more like beautiful scenes like this one. And I know, Marcy, you posted something on Twitter from your backyard where you got to see the rainbow.
Yeah,
and,
we saw the double rainbow, and we stepped outside to take a picture and got hailed on.
Right.
So got a little taste of everything.
At least you got to experience
I know, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
I'm regretting not stepping outside my window and
I
seeing
was
the
jealous
double rainbow.
too. But hey, you know what? At least people took pictures and videos and keep them
We
coming.
have these
because
beautiful images.
I know.
By our lovely viewers.
Still fun.
Yeah, and it's nice to have the viewers be a part of our coverage because
completely.
everyone's seeing such different things. So we appreciate everyone sending in their photos and videos.
I agree.
Keep them coming.
Thank you. We appreciate you too.
Oh, thank you. Happy Friday, ladies.
Happy Friday. And we continue our storm watch coverage with our meteorologists, Alex Biston and Paul Diano. Alex, let's go over to you.
And you know what? We see everything from our radar, but yes, it is so nice to see everything that our viewers send in. So we are tracking the storm system for you hour by hour. I want to show you what's happening right now. We've got our system. It's just right offshore. It's garnering all this moisture and just pushing it into the state, into the Bay Area, snow in the Sierra, into the Central Coast and the Central Valley. We are seeing wet weather to start off our day. But let's zoom you in a little bit closer. Here is a radar loop over the past 3 hours, and we are seeing rainfall across Ventura County, through the Ojai Valley, through Highway 33. As you head up through the Ventura County mountains, it is mainly snowfall. And of course, rain across the Santa Clarita Valley through I-5. And once you get a little bit closer up through the Grapevine, that is where it turns into snow. So we are dealing with not just rain here. Of course, we're talking about snow. And let's go through the Cajon Pass. This is where our reporter Cara Finstrom is. It is windy. It is snowy out there. And of course, we've got more of it to come as the heaviest part of the system is expected to move through as we head into tonight and into early Saturday. Here's 8:15 tonight. Heavier rain moving through Ventura County. That's going to continue southward into Orange County and the Inland Empire as we head into the overnight hours. Finally, a break in the rain and very heavy mountain snow as we head into Sunday. So look for more sunshine for the second half of the weekend. Now we bring in meteorologist Paul Diano with a look at some of our rainfall totals already, Paul.
Yeah, it's starting to add up. We can look at this two different ways. What's happening over just the past couple hours that could cause some quick localized flooding. We've had almost an inch of rain in Malibu Hills, Van Nuys, a ½ inch of rain, but out toward Hemet, you still have not seen the heavy rain, just 1/100th of an inch. Another way to look at it, all right, the aggregate, how much have we seen in total? And we're already seeing more than an inch of rain in a few locations. Van Nuys and Woodland Hills, about 1¼ inches of rainfall. Altadena, almost an inch. Redlands, almost an inch officially in downtown Los Angeles, about 1/2 of 1 inch of rainfall. And Santa Ana, we're seeing lower totals down toward Orange County. Let's take a look at your forecast because it is going to be soggy, as Alex mentioned, today and tomorrow. When do we get a break? Sunday. It's not going to be as wet next week, but it's also not going to be sunny, warm, and dry. None of those things, actually. We stay in the 50s through the middle of next week. For our valleys, soggy today, very soggy tonight, soggy tomorrow, a break on Sunday, showers or lighter rain early next week. And the final stop will be the Inland Empire. Highs only in the mid-40s tomorrow with the chance of a thunderstorm. We're dry on Sunday, but another storm, a weaker storm, is moving in next week. With all the rain we just talked about, the roads are slippery and a mess. Here's Kalina with an update on traffic.
Yes, they are. So please, please, please be careful if you have to head out the door. We're starting off with Kcal this morning, showing you overhead right now on the 60 and Monterey Park. You can see both directions, not too bad traffic-wise, but we have lots of rain out there. So please be careful as you head out the door. We also have the full freeway closure still here through the Grapevine, so you won't be able to get through that stretch. Tina Patel Kcal has been updating us all morning on the conditions there. We also have a stalled car here, 605 South at Washington. Middle lanes blocked off there. And another stalled car at Jefferson running a traffic brake on the 405 southbound, so all lanes will be blocked. Leaving you with a look at Orange County, and coming up, we'll have a look at the Cajon Pass. Rita Bay, back to you.
Thank you, Kalina. It is 6:52 right now, actually 6:53. And if you love crunchy, crispy food, you probably have an air fryer in your kitchen. Find out if yours is part of a new recall.
And stay with us. We'll be back with a look ahead at the stories we're tracking today on Kcal News. Kitchen appliance brand Kcal is recalling 2 million air fryers. We're told there are faulty connections that could cause fires, and there are reports of burns. If you have one, you're told to stop using it and go to the Kcal recall webpage. We've set up a link on kcalnews.com. Just click on Seen on TV. And there's more news ahead just moments away on Kcal News Mornings at 7.
Jamie is here with a preview. Good morning.
That recall is devastating to me. I make French fries almost every day.
You've been concerned about it.
I'm very upset.
I would like an invitation to your house and to make French fries every day.
Absolutely, anytime.
Okay.
And a glass of red wine. Come on over.
I'll be there.
All right. Well, we've got a lot going on. We're starting to see the effects of the storm on our roadways. Have plenty of French fries this morning. Just stay in bed. We have team coverage of what you can expect and how you can prepare before you head out the door this morning. And if you're heading out for a trip this weekend, well, you might want to double check those flights because there are some major delays here and across the country. You know, just stay home.
Just stay home.
If you can.
That's a solid plan.
Right?
Jamie, thanks so much.
You're welcome. Have a good weekend.
You too.
And CBS Mornings is coming up at the top of the hour on CBS Los Angeles.
Tony DeCopo joins us live from New York. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Marcy. Hey, Rita Bay. Ahead on CBS Mornings, we got a really amazing piece from Nora O'Donnell, who is aboard one of the largest warships in the U.S. arsenal. She's giving us a firsthand look at America's military presence in the Pacific Ocean, as tensions, of course, are growing with China. Also, David Begnaud has a story of caring and selflessness. This is classic vintage David Begnaud here. He's going to introduce us to a group of strangers who helped a man in need and in the process helped that man's life. And award-winning actor and comedian Eugene Levy will be here. He'll be in studio talking about his new travel series, The Reluctant Traveler. You, of course, know him from Schitt's Creek, the show that is, but I was up Said Creek this morning when I woke up and discovered that my water heater in the basement had completely drained out.
Oh,
like the whole basement just filled with water.
I'm so sorry. We got to cut you off there.